Displacement is a red line. We will not accept it. The words of Egypt's foreign minister speaking exclusively to CNN's Becky Anderson about Gaza and Israel's plan to displace some 1 million Palestinians in the territory. Now, a short time ago, Badr Abdelati and the Palestinian Authority's prime minister made a joint visit to the Rafah border crossing on the Egyptian side, often seen as Gaza's only lifeline for getting aid into the enclave. Both officials held a news conference at the crossing. CNN's Becky Anderson was there and sent us this exclusive report.
You join me on the Egyptian side of the Rafah border crossing, and behind me here are trucks that are filled with humanitarian aid waiting to get across this border. Just meters away, of course, is Gaza. The drivers, though, telling us that some of them have been here for some 20 days waiting for access. And these trucks, just part of what I'm told by the Egyptians, are some 5,000 trucks waiting to get access. Now, the Egyptian government at present is under huge pressure to do more to alleviate the suffering and hunger of Gazans on the other side of this border. I travelled here with the Egyptian foreign minister, and I asked him what his response is to critics who say they are simply, one, not doing enough, and further, that they are complicit in the blocking of aid. This is what he told me.
What's being portrayed by some circles is a big lie. You have two terminals, one on the Egyptian side, which is open, and the Palestinian terminal. The Israelis destroyed the Palestinian terminal 4 times, and we tried to rehabilitate it. The Israelis now physically, they are on the Palestinian terminal of the Rafah crossing, and they are blocking it. They are not allowing any single truck or person to move in, because Israel is the main country which is blocking and putting restrictions on the flow of humanitarian and medical aid.
What's the point of having a peace agreement if you can't negotiate at?
Well, of course, the point of having peace treaty with Israel is essential, that this is the main pillar of stability in our neighborhoods. We have contacts with them on the security level, on the intelligence level, and we are working very hard with them. The problem is, sometimes, as they are saying, on the political level, the lack of political will to work out a deal. This is the main impediment.
We're here with the Egyptian and Palestinian delegations who are extremely eager to counter any criticism or protest about what is being done from the Egyptian side. President Sisi has said that this Rafah will be a gateway for aid, but it will not be a gateway for displacement.
Displacement is a red line. We will not accept it. We will not participate in it, and we will not allow it to be happening, because displacement, first of all, there is no moral, ethical, or legal or political reason for that. Those people are attached to their homeland. Why we should displace them from their homeland? This is one issue. Second issue, the displacement is one-way ticket. I can assure you, those who will leave Gaza, they will never be allowed to go back to Gaza. And that meant to have one objective, the liquidation of the Palestinian cause. That will be the end of the Palestinian cause.
What is needed, of course, to get this humanitarian aid moving, to get the hostages out and to get towards a sort of final solution is a ceasefire. But when I asked the Egyptian foreign minister whether he was optimistic about the current round of talks, he said that he'd given up using the term optimistic. Becky Anderson, CNN, at the Rafah border crossing.
In Israel, meantime, the country's former military intelligence chief can be heard on a leaked recording saying the deaths of tens of thousands of Palestinians in Gaza are, quote, necessary and required for future generations. And this follows massive protests right across the country on Sunday, some of the largest since the beginning of the Gaza war nearly 2 years ago. CNN's Oren Lieberman joins us now live from Jerusalem. You know, as all of these protests are playing out across the country, we have that audio recording, right? What's its significance, especially when you consider that it's a tacit admission that civilians would pay the price of Hamas's actions?
The recording itself quite striking and quite lengthy, leaked to Israel's Channel 12 News. It is the former head of Israel's military intelligence, Major General Aharon Haliva. Worth noting, he was the first senior officer in the military to resign over the failures of the military to stop or foresee October 7th. But much of these lengthy leaked recordings is about who he sees as responsible, not just himself or the military, but other security agencies as well. That's not the striking remark here. The lines that are quite striking are when he starts to talk about the death toll in Gaza, and he says it is, quote, necessary for tens of thousands of Palestinians to die. Here is some of the leaked audio recording. He says, for everything that happened on October 7th, for every one person on October 7th, 50 Palestinians must die. It doesn't matter now if they are children. The fact that there are already 50,000 dead in Gaza is necessary and required for future generations. It's worth noting that the recordings are undated, but the death toll in Gaza, according to the Palestinian Ministry of Health, surpassed 50,000 some months ago. In fact, that death toll now stands, according to the ministry, at more than 61,000 Palestinians killed by Israeli forces since the start of the war. Still, this is an insight into one of the senior officers on October 7th, and it is leaked as Israel is facing growing condemnation for the military's conduct in Gaza and after the Security Cabinet approved the takeover and occupation of Gaza City. We have seen increasing accusations against Israel of intentional starvation, of war crimes, and of genocide, accusations that Israel has vehemently denied. We have also seen in recent days increasing condemnation of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu himself. For example, the Danish Prime Minister said just days ago that Netanyahu has become a problem within himself. We have also seen condemnation from Hamas from these remarks. They say that the remarks confirms that crimes against our people are high-level decisions and official policy from the enemy's political and security leadership. So, Paula, some striking remarks as Israel faces increasing criticism over the conduct of the war in Gaza.
Yeah, and considerable division within the country as well. Oren Lieberman for us in Jerusalem. Appreciate it. Now, the U.S. is suspending visitor visas for Palestinians from Gaza. In a post on X, the State Department says it would review the process that allows them to temporarily enter the U.S. for medical and humanitarian reasons. Secretary of State Marco Rubio defended the move, saying he's seen evidence linking visa recipients to terrorist groups in the region. The group Heal Palestine, an American nonprofit that provides critical aid to Palestinian families and children from Gaza, criticized the visa move, saying this is a medical treatment program, not a refugee resettlement program. CNN's Nada Bashir tells us more about the dire medical issues Gazans are facing now.
The need for medical aid and support is dire. There are a few functioning medical facilities left in the Gaza Strip. Many of the children and adults, of course, traveling abroad to receive treatment are suffering from severe physical injuries as well as psychological trauma and, of course, severe malnourishment, which, as we know, is an increasingly and deepening crisis in the Gaza Strip. And, of course, we ourselves have visited a number of these camps and field hospitals that have been established outside of Gaza to provide treatment. So these are very much important organizations and opportunities for Palestinians to receive treatment. But at this stage, no clarity on the timeline as to how long that review process might take by the Trump administration.